Okay. So this is the question that is, it's going around. It's on everybody's lips. Everybody's asking it. Do you guys think that Donald Trump is dead?
I mean, in a metaphysical way, yes. Like, I don't believe that there is light behind those eyes. I think that's probably something that left him in childhood, right? Like, I've been thinking about this. I've been like doing a kind of bit, like just in my own head about like how concerned are we with changelings? Folks, are you concerned at all that your child has been swapped with something that is non-human and pretending to be your child? No, I think that ship sailed for him a long time ago. I feel like death has been him for forever. I mean, there isn't anything like beyond the mechanical kind of biological functions of a person. I could say that there's a body there and it's pumping blood, but can I really say that it's alive? I don't think so. I really don't.
He's dead.
I was gonna say only on this fucking show could I ask, hey, do you think so and so is dead? And we get to changelings. That's the only.
I mean, like
this is the only way.
Like, I mean, but like being born in that context, like one is stripped of humanity pretty swiftly, right? Like it's not something that. I think it vanishes, and what was a child becomes not a child. Like when you're kind of suffocated by wealth and just like sheer fucking insanity. It gets your humanity, your life, what you call your like life force, it has been displaced somewhere. I don't know where, but it's not there. Mm-hmm. It's not in the body.
I think he died the normal way.
Well, and that's a really interesting question because everyone is asking, hey, is Donald Trump dead? But nobody's thinking to ask, hey, is the husk of Donald Trump being animated by some sort of a demonic force?
Exactly.
Is there
was
some
he
sort
ever
of German
really alive?
Is there some sort of German fairy tale monster that is navigating the body of the president? And nobody's asking that.
Nobody's asking these questions. And again, I mean, it could be possession. I mean, when there's like a void, something could fill it. Or it could be a Weekend at Bernie's situation, right? Perhaps there's samba music playing in the background that we're not hearing. And
maybe it's just the groove that appears to give him life.
Yeah,
right,
exactly, yeah.
Nobody's asking if he's like an under the skin creature. That like there's really a lot to unpack here. That's just not being that the mainstream media won't ask. They'll only ask, is he the life-death binary instead of, what level of veil has he passed through? What gradient of existence?
Right. And these are answers that you're only going to find on, Reddit communities that have been like semi, like shadow banned, or the Conjuring series, where the husband and wife, they look in the fucking camera lens and they're like, bro, this isn't a ghost. This is something that has never walked on the human plane in human form. And everyone's like, what the fuck does that mean? And they're like, well, in layman's terms, a demon. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
It's not a witch. She didn't hang herself here. Well, she did, but that's incidental to the demon.
That's a great point. If Ed and Lorraine Warren were still alive, I think they could defeat the conservative chokehold on this country because what can defeat greedy, money-grubbing sexual predators except for other greedy, money-hungry sexual predators?
Exactly. And sorry, what is the actress that plays Lorraine's name? Do we know that offhand?
Vera Farmiga.
Vera Farmiga. So in every Conjuring movie, there is a sequence where she walks into a new room or a new house or whatever, and she's like fucking looking around. Her eyes are wide. She's seeing shit that people are not seeing. If Vera Farmiga walked into the White House right now, she walked into that fucking ballroom or the cemented over rose garden, she would be just she'd be entering the astral plane. She'd be seeing demons scampering and skittling and you know Abe Lincoln doing like that sequence in The Shining where they open the door and that dog's giving fellatio to a guy in a suit. Like, you know, like it would be horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to this cannot be the Warrens' last case. I beg you, there has to be one more.
There has to be. We need them now more than ever.
She just fucking like the fucking tacky ass doors at Mar-a-Lago fly open and Vera Farmiga's in like a Victorian dress and she's just like, we're not alone here.
Ed, I feel something here, Ed. Hello and welcome to SWIMFANS Full Clip. This is your number one action movie block for the summer. I am your co-host, Josh. God, I wish I was a baseball fury, Mackenzie.
I'm a founding member of the Orphans. I'm Craig Neeson.
I'm Jennifer. I assure you the chicks are packed hawking.
This week, for the penultimate episode of Full Clip, we are talking 1979 Walter Hill film, The Warriors.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen The Warriors, it's New York City. All right, this is the streets, the alleyways of New York, and right at the top here, the Cyrus, who is the leader of the Riffs in New York, is calling an all-street gang summit. All right, delegates from every gang are to report to a park there where Cyrus is going to talk about his plan. His plan being that look at what we can accomplish with a truce. So if the gangs stopped killing each other, look at how many of us there are. There's so many more of us than there are the cops. So what we'll do is we will have charge a premium for peace in the city. Everybody benefits as long as we stick together. And Cyrus's plan is going great. It seems like all of the gangs are amenable to this idea. Nobody likes to be hassled by the cops. So it's everything is sort of on the up. Of course, we see in the background that there are cops sort of sneaking in. But everything sort of goes sideways when Luther, who is a member of a different gang, I actually don't know what his gang is, pulls out a gun and shoots Cyrus, killing him instantly. Of course, this throws the crowd into disarray and further, incites riots when the cops are trying to like kettle everybody in the gathering. But of course, before everybody can like beat feet away, Luther, who sees that a member of the Warriors has seen him kill Cyrus, instead blames the Warriors. So everyone is now fled. The Warriors have to get back. I believe they're in Manhattan, I think, and they have to get back to Coney Island in Brooklyn.
They start in the Bronx.
Is Coney Island in Brooklyn, though?
Coney Island's in Brooklyn, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so they have to do like a triangle through New York, right? Like, is that the shape that it is?
Yeah, kind of. Let's go with that.
Let's go with a triangle. I've been in New York. A
two-sided triangle.
Anyway, but they have to get back to their turf in Coney Island, and they're very far outside of their turf. All right, so this is where we are now. Is that as the gangs are sort of like beating feet here. Their leader of the Warriors, his name is Cleon. He is, I think, killed. He doesn't. I don't know if he dies, but he just never shows up again. So I think he's dead. And so we have 8 other warriors to sort of keep track of. There are several of them, but the ones that I know, because they're sort of the most important in the movie, is our main character, who's Swan. He is our sort of main guy here. He has a cool head compared to other characters like Ajax, who are like freaks and violence perverts. There is Rembrandt, who is the graffiti artist of the group. He also just sort of seems, at least in my purview, to be like not one of the violent guys. He seems like a sensitive soul in the street gang. And then there's like 6 other guys. whose names I don't remember. Anyway, but those are the main ones, okay? So they are like, we are going to get back to Coney Island, and so we have to pass through many different districts of New York on our way, right? So right away they're like, well, we'll take the train. Who wouldn't take the train? But first. But first they have to get to their line, right? And what the warriors don't yet know is that the underground like radio DJ who sings the song of the streets has been given the information that the warriors are the ones who killed Cyrus. So she is putting a hit out on the warriors. So without the warriors necessarily being aware of this, every street gang in the city wants them dead, even more than they already would. So they get to a train, and it all seems quiet. A gang sort of rushes them, but they're able to get on the train anyway. And the train goes for a while until it hits like a fire or something. So they have to exit the train, and this is where they encounter the orphans. Okay, the orphans are a small time gang. They aren't cool. They don't have themed outfits, at least cool themed outfits anyway. And they seem quite insecure about their status. It seems like they could sort of do diplomacy to get by the orphans until a girl named Mercy, who seems to be sort of aligned with them, starts shit and sort of makes this into a confrontation. They're able to make a Molotov cocktail to sort of get away from the orphans, and they continue on their way, now dragging Mercy along with them. So it's around here that they get separated. The warriors get split into two groups because they're not only being pursued by other gangs, they're also being pursued by the cops. Swan and Ajax run into the baseball furies. These are the guys who are in baseball outfits with like face paint. They all seem to be mute for whatever reason. Ajax tries to hook up with this lady and even kind of force himself on her in a park. But it turns out that she's an undercover cop. So even though they just defeated this baseball fury regiment, he is arrested, and the rest of them have to move on without him. Meanwhile, the other three, including Rembrandt, they are in a station where they see a group of like hot ladies. And they're like, the ladies are very flirtatious. They're very, they notice them. And so the ladies invite them back to their place. They're called the Lizzies. Right. So the Lizzies take them back to their pad. Everybody's having a good time. Wouldn't you know it? It's a trap. So the Lizzies are about to sort of kill all of these members of the Warriors, but they're able to get away just in time. And this is where somebody finally learns that there's like a hit out on them. Like, this is not just your regular New York violence. This is super violence. They Swan and Mercy clearly have like some sort of chemistry between them. He is like mean to her, but she's also kind of mean to him. And they sort of go back and forth. They have like a kiss. I don't know. They have like a sort of complicated on and off again thing. But somewhere at the Union Square station, which is their like sub goal, because I believe what you can do is take the train from Union Square to Coney Island. Probably.
Yes,
I think that's. Thank you so much. Yeah. I was like, I sure hope she says something. So this is like their sub goal. All of the warriors that haven't been killed, like one of them is killed by a cop. Ajax got arrested, so they're down a few guys. But all of the remaining ones have like reunited at Union Square, and there's this big brawl where Swan and the rest of the boys fight this gang called the Punks, who are like too many things. Like they like rollerblade, but also they have like overalls. Like it's like too many different themes. You know what I mean? Anyway, so they fight the Punks. There's like this great brawl in the bathroom. And as like an aside, the Riffs become aware that it was actually Luther and his gang who shot Cyrus, not the Warriors. So in the final movement of the film, the Warriors are able to get a train to Coney Island. They get there. And as they're, going the final distance from the train station to where they live, Luther's gang, confronts them. There's that iconic line with the Warriors coming out to play. that's this part of the movie. They are going to have like a showdown, but as they are about to sort of finish this once and for all, the Rifts arrive, who now know that it was actually Luther's gang that killed Cyrus. And so the Rifts are like, you know what, Warriors, you're cool. You're a good gang. And then they descend upon Luther and his gang like a horde. The final scene is the radio DJ being like, you know what, my bad. Here's a song for you. And reminder that one of them is in jail and the other is dead. Two of them are dead. That's the our bad. That's the Warriors. What do we think?
I think this movie is fantastic. We talked about this a bit in our Rashomon episode, that like Rashomon feels like a story that needed cinema to be like fully realized. And I think like The Warriors is kind of one of those too. It's like concept is incredible. It's like there's this comic book version of like the 1970s crime-ridden New York. And it's just like full to the brim of cartoon violence gangs. And they're all mad at like 8 guys who are trapped on one side of the city and have to get to the other side of the city. And just the idea of that got my teen brain blasting with serotonin, just imagining what would happen in the movie before I was actually able to watch the thing. And when I finally did, I loved it because the movie's fun as hell. I love the cast, especially James Remar and Deborah Van Valkenburg. I love her.
Yeah.
Every line out of those two, out of their mouths, is amazing. They're just delightful to watch on screen. I love the like nighttime New York photography. It's so like dark, and like all of the shadows and the backgrounds are just black. Streetlights are like barely adding light to anything. Like you can just see the medium of the film that it's shot at kind of just failing to keep up with how low light everything is. Like everything looks desolate in a really cool way. The gangs are so good.
Oh my god!
Especially shout outs to like the Baseball Furies, who I think are probably the most well realized gang. You know.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are taking their gimmick the most seriously to me. I love the street politics. I love the woman who's the voice of the streets. I love that, like, you know, they just have like ways of like communicating with each other, like gang to gang. Like the negotiation scene with the orphans is really good. All of the diversions feel earned and like they make sense for a movie like this, and they're like fun. I don't know. I love a good like one night in hell sort of movie, and I think it's like the perfect storyline for this setting. And I just love The Warriors so much, man.
Yeah, I mean, this from a textural perspective, it is amazing. The phasered synths, which to me are divine. I mean, the soundtrack is incredible. It's like John Carpenter meets like I guess not Dawn of the Dead, more like Day of the Dead. These like phasered synths with the arpeggiation and so on, and like they're big and they're like searing, and they're like really how do I say it, like they add so much atmosphere to the film. And then there's just like the grain of the film, how everything looks, how nighttime in New York looks, and it's incredible. I mean, you have like these 8-9 characters, and they're in subway stations, they're being lit by like street lights and so on, and everyone's fucking sweating. So you have like these like forms that are just, not only are they like the Warriors have the best costumes, like bar none. They're like they're all like leathered out. It's like, I guess there's some sort of like vaguely tribal theme. At least that's like what like you get as like something like a leader. But yeah, just like the feel and the texture and like all, the sonic and the visual layers are just absolutely to die for. and I didn't know that there was a version where the director was like, what if I made this bad though?
No.
Girl.
Yeah.
And like,
Girl.
and like, it didn't even matter, like, on a certain level. Like, I without, because I walked into this having not seen it and not really knowing anything about it. Actually, I didn't even know that this is where the Warriors Come Out and Play line came from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I zero, knew nothing. But as soon as the fucking like the intro started rolling, I'm like, did I? Because I was watching it on friend of the pod, Big Brother Joel Hawking's Plex server, and I'm like, is this the right movie? Is this the correct movie? Because it really felt like the wrong movie,
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yep.
this is not a 19. This is someone made it in fucking Adobe Flash. This is what are you telling me? This is from the late 70s. But like, as soon as I knew what the game was, that someone had gone in and fucking added their like 2 cents decades later, I was like, I don't care, because it's just from a textual point of view, incredible. Like, there's nothing that can really throw it off. Even the really awkward transitions. The comic book transitions, but yeah, like the whole thing is just so divinely simple, and it's praise that I levy for things like Die Hard or like Dread, where it's like, you're in a building, everyone in the building wants to kill you, good luck, like it's simple. It's such a simple structure, it's such a simple like seductive formatting that it's really difficult to deny it. And where you think, or at least where I thought there would be like grand political conspiracy of, the character that, the actor that also plays the Horn brother from Twin Peaks,
Oh,
he,
wow.
Yeah, that's Benjamin Horn's brother, whatever that character's name is.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never realized that. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, it took me 25 minutes to figure out why that character was so fucking familiar to me, and it's like, that's the Twin Peaks guy. But like that idea that in the beginning you have this like Malcolm X-y, Huey Newton-esque kind of figure where it's like, we need to lay down guns and fucking like aim our guns at the right place, the fucking police or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, is it going to unfold in a kind of conspiratorial way? And it's like, no, it actually ends up being like also similarly divinely simple. It's like, I killed him because I'm a little fucking freak weirdo. It's a thing that I do. This idea of like, it's just born out of like an antisocial like personality. It's like, oh, I want to kill the guy that's like uniting everyone. And yeah, I mean, the movie just remains in that register of like B movie that's just fucking going really hard, like really like unbelievably hard and so consistent. I mean, again, it's texture, but it's simplicity and storytelling, and the drama between all the characters. Like the introduction of Mercy and how like, Remar is like, no, it's not enough for me to survive New York at night. I also have to like act on my fucking like pervert instincts. There's just like texture is what comes to my mind, and that sounds like a kind of superficial thing, but I think this movie like carries it in such a way that it's like unbelievably cathartic and like a joy to watch. Like it's seductive and satisfying on like every level.
Yeah, I think this movie presents a really difficult... So first of all, I want to say this movie is like 90 minutes long, right? So it's not a crazy long picture, but like this movie presents an interesting problem right off the bat, is that they have to set up not only this sort of unique social structure in New York City, but they also have to give you like a shit ton of characters to do it, and also communicate a vibe, also communicate like a general like problem to sort of do. So like when I think about this movie, what I think most about the Warriors is like insane control of economy. There is so much that has to be done to even set this movie up, much less like tell the story. And I think they do it so effortlessly. I mean, you can tell from my plot summary, like I don't even know all of the Warriors' names. In fairness, I was like looking, and I'm not I'm not confident all of them were named. They might have been, I guess, but I'm not confident all of them were named in the first place. But like you really do forego all sorts of stuff just to be like, okay, this is the essential hierarchy of the New York City gang scene. These are the main guys to like pay attention to. This is sort of the main problem. All right, and now it's going to be 70 minutes of like beating up guys in overalls. And I think it's really stupendous because like I think the movie feels paced well too. So like not only did they have this really difficult problem to solve in such a short amount of time to do it, but also I think they did it. I think that it completely works. I think they did it very well. I think the movie feels paced pretty perfectly for what it is. You know, of course, like I feel like I could watch several different scenes of like different themed gangs and brawls. Like I feel like I have the space in my heart for many more scenes like that. But like, you know, given the parameters of the film, I think the pacing is, it's pretty stupendous. Yeah, the acting's fun. You get sort of the libidinal quality of a bunch of like mostly shirtless guys. You get you get Mercy, who's, you know, insanely pretty, and she's in sort of like this flimsy like shift dress. Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, there's like a sex appeal quality to it. There's a great physicality with all of the acting, or I'm sorry, all of the action. Like for some reason, none of the baseball furies can fight like at all. Like they like move, like they move like it's their first time in like a body. Those are some of the most kinetic shots in the movie, I think, when the Warriors are fighting them, because there's just these great cuts between. You know, reverse shot of like taking the bat and like stunning, you know, hitting one in the stomach, and then it like cuts to the reverse as he like, you know, is pushed toward, like pushed down and towards camera. There's just a great flow to that scene, and you know, I mean, like I try not to think too much about why the baseball guys can't fight, but like it's cool. Yeah, I think everything about this movie is just an absolute slam dunk. Like Craig, I also watched the version for the. This is the okay. In fairness to me, this is the third time I've seen it, and this is the first time I've seen the one with the comic panels. So it was actually research that I was doing. Okay. Because I saw this when Jen and I lived together, and then actually, if you're in LA, you might be familiar with Brain Dead on Fairfax. They played it in June, so that was the first time I got to see it on the big screen, and that was a delightful screening. And then this time, I found it was actually an important part of my education to see it the way that I'd heard that it was. And it's bad.
It's terrible.
It really ruins the pacing of the movie. It adds nothing. It just detracts from like the natural beauty of like hot people in the 70s. It's really just a blight on the movie. But, you know, as critics, we have to look at all of it, right? So I'm glad I saw it, I guess. But yeah, no, I think this is just top to bottom really stupendous. There's so much fun to be had here. There's so much like world building, again, with just an incredible economy. My only complaint is that I wish the gangs were wackier, and I wish there were more of them. The Leslies are cool. The Leslies, Jesus.
Well, I mean,
the Lizzies,
leaving it in. It's okay. I give you the pass.
Yeah. Did you see the way they were dancing together? I don't know, man.
Yeah, left a lot ambiguous in that.
I just do wild misogyny in the middle of the podcast. No, the Lizzies are cool, but like I would have loved another kind of girl gang. Yeah, like Jen said, none of the other gangs quite reach the sheer theatricality of the Baseball Furies. So I would have liked some better because like there's the mime gang, okay, and the mime gang don't do anything, and that's a missed opportunity to me.
Yeah,
I want to see them.
We're trapped in invisible boxes.
Yeah, I just feel like if you want to see a bunch of little knives pulled out of shoes or like pant legs or whatever, you're gonna get that from the mime club. So yeah, I mean, that my only complaint is that I do wish it was a little more theatrical gang wise, because like it's already such a silly heightened concept that they pull off so incredibly well and so sincerely that I'm like, then you're already so good, give me more. But yeah, I think this is a triumph of a movie.
I also loved it when the Baseball Furies show up and their whole thing is baseball, right? And they have baseball bats, and then they immediately eat shit, and they get all their bats stolen and get their asses kicked. And by the end, they're all just sort of writhing on the ground, holding their batted stomachs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like how cops tend to get shot with their service weapons. It's like these fucking baseball furies cannot hold on to their namesake, you know? Like, and they're just so immediately disarmed that it's like, oh, okay, they're just furies now, I guess.
Yeah. These are just the guys who love wearing face paint, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. They spent all their time doing their makeup, and they spent none of their time training to fight.
Yeah, they skipped all of combat lessons to learn how to do a better cut crease. Look where that got them.
I mean, there's so much anxiety, like leading up to that scene. I mean, the baseball furies, like, they go to their hideout and like they're taking the fucking baseball bats off the rack like they're fucking guns, you know, like soldiers, like, you know, going to the armory to fucking get their weapons and shit. And like, yeah, I mean, it's frightening because, I mean, you're given essentially gangs that really don't do weapons. You know, it's like hand to hand, especially the Warriors don't really have anything on them save for like, you know, a swan's knife, which doesn't even really come into play until later. And it's like, oh shit, like these dudes have baseball bats. You can kill someone with a baseball bat pretty easily.
Yeah.
And then, but it's funny because, I mean, I would like, on paper, I would fault the film, but like, it's great because they're running and you feel the tension and the danger and you're sweating too. But then it's like, bitch, we're the Warriors. We're the Warriors, you know, like
yeah.
disarming you bitches is like, you know, that we've been building our skill tree just for this. And then
yeah.
you know, like that satisfying beatdown of like, you know, like they can take the orphans, like, and that's the thing is like, much like a Double Dragon type game. It's like, you know,
yeah.
the ruffians that you encounter get like, you know, it's like, oh shit, you've been beating up the guys with the blue shirts. Wait till you get the guys with the purple shirts. You know, they're the same exact model. They have the same exact actions, right? But they punch harder. Like they do way more damage. And it's like, you know, the difficulty scale in the Warriors universe is also really important, right? Like, you know, they're at first dealing with like essentially like introductory characters in the orphans. We're like, no, we're on the map. What are you talking about?
Yeah, level 1.
Yeah. Here's our, you know, here's like clippings to prove that we're fucking real tough guys. And again, that's like part of what I find enjoyable about the film is that it knows to ramp up, and it's clear, I think, from the way that the film structures itself, that the enemy gang, the one that killed the kind of revolutionary in the beginning, is also ultimately going to be the end gang. And kind of like in I don't want to say like diffusing or that it's like less, but in kind of in some kind of poetry, they don't actually end up scrapping with those guys. You know, like it's a case of like, again, disarmament, and then the confession and the absolution that, you know, they'd been chased through the streets all night, only having been framed by Audrey Horne's uncle.
The bad guys who kill Cyrus are the rogues, by the way.
The rogues, yeah.
The rogues,
yeah, and they've got kind of like they've got almost like a BDSM like cop thing.
Yeah.
Like it's denim, but there's also leather, and there's also like a cop-esque like daddy thing.
Yeah, it was precinct night at the Rogues HQ, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they left the Eagle to go be in the Warriors. But yeah, no, that's my thing exactly. Like, if you're a rogue, all right, your fit options should be Tama Finland or like Valdo from Soul Calibur. Like those should be those should be your fit options if you're a rogue, and that's what that's the level that I need from every gang. I need baseball furies every single time, guys.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, this is really insane. The roller skate guys, which again mixed messages about like their theme. Some of the roller skate guys, like they all had overalls. Some of them didn't have stripy shirts, and I was like, why do some of them not have stripy shirts? Like it doesn't. There's
Yeah.
There's just that gang in particular. I think it's like the only one that felt like pretty half baked, because the orphans are like, you know, they're running on chicken tenders. You know, they're not obviously up to the fucking task of running a block, but like they have an identity nevertheless. It's the roller skate guys that are like, you know, was pointed out to me is like in the beginning when they're getting eyeballed by the roller skate guys, only one is wearing roller skates, and it's like, but like you guys have to have a theme. There's a theme here. You have to obey the theme. How are you in the gang?
There has to be a theme. There has to be a theme. Like this. Like you can't be a jet if you can't dance.
Right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like you can't be a member of the punks if you're not in your little overalls and roller skates. Like those, like, come on.
Also, it was 79. Like the punk aesthetic was at least was in the air, you know. You could have grabbed some of that. If you're going to call yourself the punks. You're in overalls? Okay, I guess.
Big rugby fans.
We're the Dennis the Menaces, and we're here to cause.
You think I can't do damage with this slingshot?
Your hedges on the Upper East Side are fucking toast because of the punks.
Yeah. The ding dong ditching that will be done all up and down Manhattan.
Your aftershave balm? Yeah, that's rubbing alcohol now. Courtesy of the punks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I won't beat the movie too much up more for this, but like, I mean, you know, what clearly is the only thing fit to bear the torch of the Warriors in the modern era, you know, jet grind radio.
Yeah.
Knew that like every gang has got to have at least baseball fury level fits, aesthetics. No one's forgetting their roller skates in that one because they can't, but also because they wouldn't. I will. Another thing that I did really love about this is that like this movie was like I think they only were allowed to make it because whoever was in charge of securing the financing from Paramount was like, hey, we can make this for super cheap, so you should let us make the movie. And I think the movie looks not cheap at all. Like I think that they really used. I must assume that they shot this on location. I can't imagine doing this in sets.
So I know like the bathroom rumble is a set, but I think all the street stuff was probably shot on the streets of New York. It's at least all convincing.
Yeah, very convincing. And so like, I mean, it's really a testament to what you can do with just not that much money, right? Like, I mean, they're like, okay, so our special effects are going to be hand-to-hand combat and New York City, and that's what we have the money for. We've already spent $50,000 on mime face paint, so all we have left is whatever's just in New York. And yeah, I mean, I think like whatever they choose to like spend their time on, I think really works. Like I said earlier, all of the combat I think works. They're so smart to spend so much time on the subways, because I think the subway is like interesting visually, and like seeing like the trains are very fast, so it's a lot of movement in the frame. You can do a lot of interesting staging in like the subway car, so that I think they're kind of versatile in that way. So like I just think that while being low budget, they really use New York to their advantage to make it feel expensive, and I think that's impressive as hell. Like if I didn't like read into the movie, I wouldn't know that this was like necessarily like supposed to be a super low budget film.
I don't know. You can just make stuff look great just by shooting it in New York. Like there's so much texture in every like street corner and everything that you can just really like, I don't know, you can get a lot out of that visually.
Yeah, because like because in LA we have like a really poor draw distance, so everything is like a unrendered polygon until
It's just
until you get
Superman
really
64 outside.
which
Josh
is great
doing
if you're David
skincare.
Lynch.
Josh doing skincare and the texture's popping. It's like, oh, god damn it.
That's why you have to drive everywhere. The load times aren't optimized.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, and sometimes it crashes, and you're really just going to lose a whole weekend.
San Andreas Fault just fucking just flips, and it's a fucking system error. It's just
I hate it when I'm out at the homies and all my polygons invert. It's really a day ruiner. But yeah, no, I think that's it's a good point, Jen. Is like there's just something about, and I think this is why like so many movies are about New York. Why, I mean, aside from being such an important city for Americans, it's like not only is it culturally important, but like it's visually distinct. And there's just so much like detail on like the way that train cars weather, on the specific way that like the New York street looks when they're like up against like the orphans. There's just so many scenes that feel like they got a lot for a little, just because New York is just a highly detailed looking city. Mm-hmm. That's a weird thing to say, but it just everything in it has a lot of character.
Yeah.
Apparently the book is quite different. I haven't read it, but it seems to be significantly different from the movie.
I know, obviously, because it's credited at the beginning of the movie, but yeah, I have no idea what it's about. I assume it's about gangs. Do you know what happens?
I think it's
in
like, well, it's like specifically, so it's not about a gang called the Warriors. What is going on this week, you guys? It's not about the Warriors. It's about another gang, and they're like specifically like a Black and Latino gang. So I guess technically the movie's kind of like whitewashed a bit. And yeah, I think it's just like way more like plot. I mean, it's a book, of course, so there's like way more room for a lot of plot, but I think it's a lot more like densely about character interaction than the movie is. Like, you know, this is sort of like a survey of like the scene, and like the sort of specific time and place. Like, it seems like that one, just, you know, from my layman's view, it seems like it's almost a lot more about character relationships, which I think is a pretty interesting and big difference, even across media.
Does it still have the plot structure of going across the city and everything?
Yes, but it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same like struggle. So like they have to get across the city, but it's not for the same reason, and it's not the same inciting incident. So yeah, it's hugely different. That's
crazy.
It almost seems like it's more like loosely inspired by the book than it is like an adaptation.
We
And from what I can tell,
made
no
the book
mimes.
Cool.
Yeah,
We
they
put
definitely-
baseball guys in this.
Yeah, they put mimes in it, which is huge.
We put some totally weak tea baseball guys in it.
Yeah, I'd wondered it. Like initially, I was like, "Oh, is this going to be like The Outsiders? You know, is it going to be like a story about like really deep kind of like character motivations and so on like that?" No, not really. I mean, like their bond is like the fact that they're in the same gang. I mean, there is a bit of like fraternity and kind of like looking out for one's own, but there's also like initial guy like essentially dies in the beginning and they never speak about him. Like it just like basically never comes up after like the exit the cemetery. So there's a kind of like fraternity between them all, but it's loose, and I think it's loose in the way that like, again, like I find somewhat like refreshing, or like it exists like perfectly on a plane of like enjoyable. Like, again, I was expecting revelations, infighting. I mean, there is a bit of infighting, but it's not like that specific. It's more like James Remar being like, I'm gonna do a crime, and they're like, really, dude? You got to do it now? Like, we have a task at hand. We have quest markers
right now, Ajax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have quest markers to hit, and this is not. You're going off the beaten path, dude.
Oh yeah, and this quest is timed.
Exactly, and it's timed. Like, what are you doing? And it, like that's great. I mean, I feel like even the romance between Swan and Mercy like exists on a level of, at first there's like skepticism, and then there's like hostility, like, what are you even doing here? Who are you? I don't people like you are come and go, and then it's like, and then they're like passionately kissing while the train is passing. Like it's not. It's not particularly deep. It's not particularly like incisive or something about like character writing, but it's cool. Like, it's fun though, right? Like the hard-hearted, I don't need a woman in my life is like suddenly like a little like smitten, and that's a fun thing, That's a really fun thing.
Yeah, I think The Outsiders is kind of a decent comparison. Again, I haven't read it, so this could be wrong, but just from like sort of preliminary research, it seems more of sort of like inter-character dynamics like it is in The Outsiders, where it's sort of about how, I mean, they still have to get across New York, but it's also like more about how the various members interact with each other, and just due to the change in media, where like in a film there's just less plot you can take on compared to a book, it's also, considering the runtime, considering the budget, like they streamlined everything, so you did lose some of that sort of textured character interaction, but like I said earlier, what you get, I think, is so effective. I think they're so smart to keep it so smooth, so easy to understand, because they have to run to another part of New York. There's no time,
and each sequence is different enough, like I think the most dramatic deviation, and probably my favorite, is the Lizzies. Like it took me at first. I was like, well, one of them mentions our guys are out at the fucking big meeting, and you're like, oh no, they're gonna be smooching another gang's girls when the gang comes back from the meeting. This is. They're in, boy, they don't even know they're in hot water. They're in hot water. And then my dumbass takes at least 5-6 minutes to realize that even though they're all like wearing like a different like shirt or sweater or whatever, they're all wearing the same they're all wearing the same outfit underneath.
Yeah.
I was the fucking frog in the boiling water. It's like, oh shit, oh no. And it's great because they're seduced, and then suddenly that beautiful door lock, and then the guns are out, and oh man, and it's great because again, like on the level of character motivation, it's just like, oh man, we're fleeing from our lives. Everyone in New York City wants to fucking kill us, but check out these hotties. Like, don't you want to like hang out with these baddies though? Like they're like totally down. They're totally down, and that's great because like they're just dudes. Like we're not presented with anyone other than like scrappy, like horny New York dudes. They're young and they're virile, and that they want to plant their wild seed, and it's like a totally understandable motivation for a character, and it's great because it serves that function of like showing us who these guys are, which again they're just being led around by the collar by these like. With like almost no, the most credulous people ever, except for the one character, and I brought this up after watching it, and we can disagree. I don't know if we agree. There's one character that I feel like is kind of queer coded. He doesn't talk a lot. He's the one that's able to kind of see through the ruse. He's really not interested in.
Oh, Rembrandt.
Yeah, that's Rembrandt.
Yeah.
No, I think the same.
Me too,
Craig. Like, yeah.
He has this kind of like distance from. I mean, he has this kind of relative to everyone else. He's not really talking, and he has this kind of way. The character doesn't talk. I just said that, but the character has a way of like carrying himself in such a way that is very my gaydar goes off essentially. It's a prince thing. He's carrying himself in a very princely way. And you know, like that little bit of remove, and I love that idea too. Is like in a horror film or something where like one character is kind of seeing like death design kind of like unfurling while everyone else is naive to it. You know, this character can see clearly because he has no like libidinal like pull towards these women. Is you know, the quicksand that they've been drawn into. And it's just a lovely scene, if only, you know, on its face, but also because of the way that it's framed, where the fucking dullards are like, yeah, these hot girls, they love us, don't they? That's great. We're so pimp. We're so pimp.
Fellas, this is why you want to keep at least one gay guy in the crew at all times. You never know when you never know when a group of powerful women is going to take up your need to flirt with and hook up with girls and use it against you. You do need a token around to watch your back. It's not safe out there.
Yeah,
the chicks might be packed, and God help you if they are.
You never know if the chicks are packed.
Exactly.
It's just not safe.
Exactly. Imagine if you had a dude in your gang. I can see you're feeling a little uncomfortable having a gay homie. Well, like imagine if you had post-nut clarity constantly. You're like if post-nut clarity was the shit that they were fucking snorting in Dune. If it was the spice, right? You want that guy. You want him on your fucking team.
Also, I looked it up, and I think the actor who played Rembrandt was gay. Sadly died of AIDS in 1986.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Rest in peace.
Yeah. All the more reason.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You gotta, do it for Rembrandt.
Do it for Rembrandt.
Craig, I fear that the Lizzies would have taken you out summarily.
No,
there would have been no hope.
That's the thing. That's why the scene is so effective, right? As I would be hapless. I'd be simply, you know, like the siren song simply wouldn't even need to be particularly in pitch. I would
just get one note in and they got you.
Yeah.
No one's ever been lured that hard before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm floating on a scent wave to the apple pie that's on the fucking that's on like cooling on the cooling on the windowsill.
Yeah, the pretty ladies are like, okay, so here's what we have to offer. It's some booze, a cigarette, and a jukebox, and you're cooked. Yeah, you're a cartoon wolf following a scent trail.
I'm so cooked. I'm so cooked.
Do we have any final thoughts about The Warriors?
They keep threatening to remake it. The Warriors is so perfect that I feel like people didn't know what to do with it afterwards, because there were like comic books, there was like 2 or 3 video games based on it that came out like 20 or 30 years later. At one point there was a concept album that the Hamilton guy made, and they're trying to make that into a Broadway show. And
Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yeah, that guy.
Cease.
Yeah, and it's like you just don't have the grit in you to do that.
Like, period.
No, you're not Walter Hill. Like, come on. Yeah, so I hope that doesn't happen, because I bet if it did, that would probably be the subject of the movie remake. At one point, like 18 years ago, I met a guy who had been hired to like make concept art for a remake. I don't think it was one of like the big ones. My guess it was probably just like one of like 100 pitches that Paramount got over the years to remake The Warriors. But the art was cool. It was going to be set in LA, and it was going to have kind of a Tech on Concrete vibe to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, that would be amazing, except for LA's the least concrete city in America.
Yeah, I don't know. I had never been there at the time. The art looked cool, though.
Yeah. I'm imagining, like, if you have to get, like, from, I don't know, maybe you're in Hollywood. You have to get back to Inglewood. You're just walking for 8 miles. It's just not that visually exciting. You have to
flat.
walk.
Yeah,
it's flat. The buildings aren't rendering until you get close. It's just not, it's not good for
it's not
it.
optimized enough to handle something like this.
I'm glad you brought up the remake, because after I had seen it at Brain Dead, which was great, by the way, because not only was it a screening of The Warriors on the big screen, but it was also a Jet Set Radio like art gallery
nice.
At Brain Dead. So like both things happening at the same time felt very copacetic. But after the movie, I was researching it, and a friend of the pod, Tony Scott, was going to remake it.
Yeah.
But it was either him or another guy who was like, okay, we're going to remake it, but no costumes, no fun fits.
What are you doing? You can't like Christopher Nolan up The Warriors. That's
Right.
what the movie is.
No, in fact, the Warriors made the mistake of not Warriorsing it more.
Yeah.
The costumes are structural; those are load bearing.
Yeah.
You can't take them away.
Jet Set Radio was the key to all of this.
Yeah. And then having just re-Googled this, the guy who directed Crank has also tried to remake it, which is a fun callback to an earlier film during full clip.
Yeah, I could see that working out, honestly.
I would say that, and this is just because I think of the three of us, I have the most fondness for the format of television. Like I have a lot of patience for just things that are episodic, and could watch even bad TV. I think this would actually go well to TV. It couldn't be the same story, obviously, because you can't just have like 6 episodes where they're trying to get across New York.
Right.
But like if it was like the gang politics and like the rumbles and that kind of stuff, I think that would actually translate super good to TV. I would watch the shit out of that. So if you made a Warriors TV show, as long as it's fun, all right, and as long as you find enough different ways to keep the same spirit without being like tedious, and like just having them walk across the city for 9 hours, I think that could go hard.
Yeah.
So one thing that I think people would struggle with is that like New York isn't like New York from the 1970s anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I think you'd have to make it like a period piece or something, because the city just straight up isn't the same. It's mostly safe as hell here now.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think, I mean, obviously, like, being in New York is, like, a major spirit of the movie, and, like, I think that's pretty obvious, but, like, do you think there's a world in which you remade The Warriors, but you put it in, like, Mega City 1? Where, like, you can sort of have that same sort of grit, but without the, without having to make it a period piece, without obviously, like, having to do it in, like, Bushwick.
I think you should call it something else at that point.
Sure.
I think you've separated yourself too much from what The Warriors is. Like if you can't have like Coney Island in it or whatever,
Yeah, that was what I was sort of struggling with, because like obviously New York is important and it's like arguably the main character of the movie, but I was like, what would happen if you set it in a new town?
I think it's possible if you like stuck to the story structure in the same way, or like if you had like locales iconic enough to swap in,
Oh, okay.
But like at a certain point, it would be like, why are you remaking The Warriors if you're trying to make something else?
Yeah. The Warriors, but the Warriors are just trying to get like a Hailey Bieber latte or whatever. Like that's the whole.
We gotta get all the way across town. The Uber servers are down. We can't order one. Shit.
Yeah, they got to get to the new Ye release.
Malibu Beach is our turf.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, one of the gangs would have to be like the influencers, and it's just a bunch of like hot girls with like
that would be
with, like,
terrible.
handheld ring lights. Okay, wait, man.
The warriors like covering their eyes, like, oh my god, like what's blinding us? Like it's front facing flash. No one looked directly at it.
Oh shit! It's the hyper pop kids. Oh, but they can't run very fast. It's too much vaping.
They can't run too fast in those trip pants.
Yeah.
Whatever genre person is the cat-eared Twitch streamer, like the babes, like that's like the 21st century
The
version
e-girls.
of the IVs.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
e-girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the Lizzies, they take them back to their fucking what is it, hot tub stream or whatever.
We got a stream going right now. Don't you want to join?
You'll get like so many followers.
All right, I take it back. We need to remake The Warriors.
Twitch stream or sorry, chat. Let's get some dead boys going in the chat, and then like the music fucking spikes.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this has legs actually.
Okay, they should let us make it.
Yeah.
That's the only
no,
way it would
for
be
real.
Yeah, and the
If
thing
we
is,
could
like,
make it, and we could explicitly go in with like, no, this is gonna be as dumb as possible.
yeah, as dumb as possible, as heightened as possible, and with the understanding that what's necessary in load bearing is the horniness. We need to see dudes with like sleeveless leather, and we need to see their arms glistening under the streetlights, right? Like we know that that's
absolutely.
we know that that's what brings people to the table. We know that that's important, and we would not forsake. We wouldn't lose the horny forest for the horny tree.
Oh my god, wait, hold on. They have to get past West Hollywood and they have to fight the Twinks. And they're
That's your baseball Furies fight. You think you think they all look like fit or whatever, but then they just get wiped out immediately.
like easily. Well, because they're not going to fight and mess up their face. I don't think so.
No.
The dolls though. The dolls will throw hands.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. In hubris, they'd be like, "Oh, we have the upper hand here. We have the upper hand here." With these, they can't scrap, and then they get rinsed. They get fucking rinsed.
Yeah. These girls got pronouns. Like it's not. It's over in advance. Apparently,
The
Warriors
bios
in
are
our
packed.
Apparently, in our remake, the Warriors are also like reactionary for some reason. But, like, they're just, we'll never defeat the Poppers. They got a heavy rep.
It's just gay, the Warriors.
You
never like come out and say it, but just for some reason, like everyone's leaving the theater. Like, why were all of the gangs gay?
Holy shit!
They couldn't think of one gang that wasn't a stereotype of a group of homosexuals.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe they should remake it.
Yeah.
Very last note: the music in this film fucking goes.
Yep.
I think Craig mentioned it. The synth music is crazy. Perfect fit for this movie.
Mm-hmm. If we still did play illegal music in the outro, it would definitely be playing in the outro of this episode.
Yeah, we need
Absolutely.
more synths. We need more deep vintage synths, like Carpenter knew.
We
Carpenter
had that
knew.
like 10 years ago.
It's just it was
we need
synthwave.
synthwave, and it was pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's there's something about like deep, it's different. It's different. We need like big round phasered synths that are just like psychedelic. There's just something so distinct about the vintage. Actually, I stumbled upon a forum where people were arguing. It was like vintagesynth.com or whatever, and the forum was just like
awesome.
They were just like up in arms, like no, it's a Korg, no, it's a mini Moog, no, you don't understand, it's a mini Moog and it's a Korg. Like they're just like fucking like at each other's throats, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know anymore, but
never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But this type of synth, man, fucking, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I bet that got so fucking ugly too. Like the slurs were coming out, like over, like if it's a Moog or not. Like,
oh, we got a Moog bitch over here. Oh.
a new slur for guys who really like the Moog synthesizer.
It's pronounced Moog.
Sorry.
Whatever. We got a Korg.
Sound like a bunch of fucking Korg.
I gave this 5 stars. I think this is a pretty perfect thing for what it is.
Yeah, straight 5 from me. Shouts out Walter Hill. We will do Streets of Fire someday.
4.5.
Oh, for real.
4.5 pending I see the version that doesn't have the fucking shitty title sequence.
It's remarkably better.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You think that like, oh, I can just ignore the new shit or whatever. Like you can't.
Yeah.
It's so confident in itself. The movie stops to just be like, here's some fucking Photoshop garbage. Okay, now back to this movie from 1979.
Yeah, like it does seem like they're sort of, because like, I mean, they are like brief, like 10 seconds at a time, but like they are so intrusive. And like when you see it, Craig, you'll be like, oh yeah, that sucked.
Yep. Yeah, you transitioned again from a tremendous sonic visual texture to just like flat. I mean, like the colors in the panels are like literally just like flat colors, but it's like, fuck me, like this is so dead. It's so dead.
Yeah, if you get the new Arrow box set, it has for like the 4K disc. It has the theatrical, as both cuts, but I can't imagine why I would ever watch the director's cut again.
Seriously. All right, 4.5. It is. You can. Thank you for listening. Obviously, of course. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Do we have any questions?
We got that really nice email from Ren. So shouts out. Thanks for sending that. That was one of the nicest things I think we ever got.
I mean, and like so observant. In my case, like. I don't know that I ever felt so like called out or something. I'd been like riffing on the like, are you concerned about changelings thing for like a couple days, and then for Ren to write like, yeah, like every time like my child's car seat gets swapped for an animal pelt, I was like, what the? Get out of my brain! Get out of my fucking brain!
Yeah, it was a super kind email. Ren, it really made our day. So thank you for sending it. If you want to be nice to us, you can do that on the Instagram, on the Spotify comments. You can send a very nice email if you like only nice emails. You can send that to swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, no, it really did. It made our day. So thank you so much for sending that. So you can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, so that is Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Wherever you like to listen, please rate, please subscribe, please leave a comment, please send in a question if you like, if you've ever wanted to know our thoughts about something or want to hear us free associate for a few minutes at your behest. Yeah, interact with the show however it makes sense to you. But those are the places where you can find it. The show is also on social media. So Instagram, Letterboxd, Blue Sky, SwimFansPod, swimfanspod.com on Blue Sky. And we have a Patreon. folks. For as low as $1 a month, you can subscribe to the SwimFans Patreon. The stuff we do on there is, primarily out of either the erotic thriller genre or out of like the capsule genre that we're talking about. So, it lets us do things that we wouldn't have a home for on the show proper. So, if you want to support the show, obviously, we really love it. You can do that on Patreon. So it's patreon.com/swimfans. And I can be found at all of the same social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. That's user Amons, AMONNS. I don't think I've watched anything. I've been traveling. Oh, no, that's a lie. I saw Challengers. I finally saw... I was the last person.
I'm so proud of you.
I was the last person in America to see Challengers. It was like, I get it now. I get why people were like crazy for that movie. Obviously, it was delightful to watch those two twunks get like sexually tormented by Zendaya, but and like what like real and like so the whole movie I loved it. I really did. I thought it was really special. I thought Call Me by Your Name guy really popped off with that one. What I really loved though was that score. Whenever that score went up, I felt like my blood get hot. It was like such a good. I don't know that I would expect pairing that like Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross score with sort of the visual texture of this movie. Like this movie is so verdant. It's so green. It's so lush, sort of, and then like this is so like kind of gnarly and like and it's thick and textured and the bass is incredible, but they go together like chocolate and peanut butter. It's the music was amazing. Every time there was another needle drop, I wept. Yeah, Challengers, pretty good. It was about as good as everyone said it was. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd Diatron. Last night I watched the Toxic Avenger remake. And I was really kind of like struck by like how close it felt to like a trauma movie. Like there are definitely like it doesn't quite go to that level of bad taste, but it still does just kind of like revel in like extreme violence and like questionable makeup effects and stuff, even though it's like a big budget Legendary Pictures movie or whatever. So I quite enjoyed it. Kevin Bacon was really fun in it, and I guess it was so great to see that thing finally come out after like being shelved for like 2 years. Craig.
Wow.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. I saw Stranger by the Lake director's Misericordia. I don't know how to say that. It was. I think it was okay. Stranger by the Lake is better. Stranger by the Lake has this like just outward kind of like listlessness and like heat oppressed lakefront murder gayness that is really undeniable, and like he's like investigating like similar kind of themes here, and it's in like rural France, and I don't know, it's like it's fine. Like I think it might even be like skippable in a way. It's like, what if this like fucked up little gay guy did some things in the woods that like weren't super great, and I don't know. It's sleepy, like it's appropriately sleepy and listless, kind of like Stranger by the Lake is like listless, but it's different. It's a little flatter. It's a little duller in my opinion. But like, holy shit, if this is not like, if the French government doesn't immediately seize this footage to like, you need to move to rural France immediately because it's so fucking beautiful, then they're missing out. Folks, if you want to see like, if you want to long for the pastoral, watch the fucking movie. Like
all my homies love longing for the pastoral, the return to nature.
Like there's like mushroom picking and there's forest, and then it's like they're the most divine forests you could possibly imagine, in these towns that are just set in these like impossibly beautiful locations with impossibly beautiful architecture. That it has going for it. The kind of like plot structure, okay, I kind of get it. Like there's like a weird mystification, a weird kind of like swerve that's like difficult to articulate, but like I kind of know what the game is now, and I guess I'm like a little fatigued by the game. But like, holy shit, if the man knows anything, it's like where to like set a film. Like he knows where to fucking set a film.
Yeah.
And that's like
also
that's like half the fucking battle.
Also, nobody wants to talk about this, but Stranger by the Lake guy is like hot.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
I've never seen him before.
Let me Google.
He's my type. He's my type of hot, but like, yeah, he's like super cute.
Look,
Hey, daddy.
We can't end this episode without me seeing.
I dropped it in the voice text channel, Craig.
I'll let you have him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thanks for leaving me one.
He is very Josh coded.
Yeah.
I respect the hustle.
It's the dark eyes. It's the thick eyebrows. Yeah, that works for me.
You squint.
Anyway.
He kind of looks like Colin Farrell. You squint the right way.
Oh, nobody looks like Colin Farrell.
I watched the 2003 Daredevil movie with Colin Farrell the other day. That's not good anyway.
That bitch even looks good bald.
Yeah, with a fucked up goddamn bullseye carved into his forehead.
Yeah, Colin Farrell, please text me. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Right.